Flexible but organized. That's how I like to refer to my schedule. One of the perks of being a Pilates instructor and an entrepreneur is having a flexible schedule. But if you're anything like me, you may want to have some systems in place so that you can still feel organized and accomplished throughout all of the flexibility so that you can stay on track and meet your goals. In this video, I'm going to be sharing how I organize my schedule as a Pilates instructor and business owner. Everything from scheduling clients to filming Pilates classes, content planning, posting on socials, how I plan and organize everything right here for YouTube, brainstorming, and basically everything that I do for work so that I can also have some work-life balance. If you're new to my channel, hello, my name is Aileen and I'm a certified Pilates instructor from Miami. I post one new video every single week, so I hope you hit the subscribe button to stick around for it all. After working a corporate job for nearly 8 years that literally felt like a 24/7 type of role, I learned a lot about time management. Because I had that job, I appreciate what I have so much more right now. This lifestyle is one that I am grateful for each and every day. Honestly, not a week goes by where I do not feel so grateful for the schedule and the lifestyle that I have built for myself. I'm sharing this video so that you can use my schedule or my systems maybe as a backbone or for some inspiration if you want to build out a schedule similar to mine to live a lifestyle like this one. Maybe if you want to post on YouTube more, or maybe if you want to have a mix of incomes like I do. So first, let's go over my sources of income so you know what we're working with here. First things first, I am a Pilates instructor, so I teach Pilates, both privates and group classes. I teach in studio, virtually, and home bookings. My client-facing time each week ranges from about 5 to 10 hours. Some of my Pilates clients are from the studio that I work at, and some of my clients are my own for my own business, Pilates on the Green. So I own my own business, Pilates on the Green. That is another source of income, and the main source of that income for my business is running my online studio. Running everything for Pilates on the Green, I'm talking all the filming, editing, marketing, admin work, customer service in terms of replying to emails and client inquiries. That takes up, I want to say, it really could range, but mostly it's about 10 hours a week. And that is when I'm only filming once a week. So if I film twice a week, then that number goes up. I am a social media manager for another Pilates studio, and that takes up about 15 to 20 hours of my week. I have my YouTube channel, which takes up about, I want to say like 10 to 15 hours a week, which I will dive more into later on in this video. And then I also have two sources of passive income, and I say passive very lightly because even though these two things aren't time consuming, I am still doing things on a weekly basis for these two, which one of them is my Etsy shop and another one is affiliate marketing links. So I have 6 sources of income as a Pilates instructor and entrepreneur that I have built for myself over the past 2 years. For the passive incomes, Etsy and affiliate marketing, I'm honestly not sure the amount of hours it takes up every week, but I wouldn't say it's any more than 1 or 2 hours. But I am about to launch a physical product on my Etsy shop, which took me a lot of time and energy to build out. So the Etsy portion of the passive income is no longer going to be passive because I will be shipping out orders. That may be more time consuming in the near future. Of course, if I didn't have this much variety, I would be able to commit more time to one specific area, like maybe see more clients or film more classes for my online studio. And who knows, maybe in the future, if my online studio grows or maybe if YouTube grows, I can let go of something to focus more on what's working for me as an entrepreneur. But at this time, I truly do love the mix of what I have. I talk about this more in my Pilates career finances video, but I like having the social media manager role. Even though it is time consuming and it takes up about 20 hours of my week, it's a great way to keep my former career present. I have a master's in marketing and I worked in digital marketing for almost 8 years, and it's something I'm really passionate about. So it's a nice way to continue challenging myself, and also because of the consistent income that comes with that type of role. All the other sources of income fluctuate on a month-to-month basis, so knowing that I have that consistent income coming every single month allows me to be able to pursue all those other things. From these sources of income, I'm going to show you how I balance it all out because I know it may sound like a lot, but that's where time management really comes into play. I'm really happy with the fact that I have built this schedule out for myself for these sources of income, and I'm not anywhere near close to burnout because because I feel like I have control over my schedule, and honestly because I'm just really fulfilled and satisfied with everything about my career. I'm trying to give as much information and as much context as possible for this video, but I think the simplest way of breaking things down is to go on a day-by-day basis and tell you what I do every single day or which part of my job and how it all builds out into a weekly time frame. So let's start with Mondays. Duh, right? Mondays, I'm not gonna lie, they're not that exciting. I am sitting behind the computer for the majority of the day. They are my admin days and my social media manager role days. On Mondays, I'm doing a lot of work for the other Pilates studio, so this takes up the majority of my day, and it's where I get a lot of things done to set myself up for success for the rest of the week. I also will take care of a couple of tasks for Pilates on the Green. This can include anything from updating my weekly schedule. I'll reply to comments, DMs, and emails on Mondays, catch up on anything from the weekend. I'll reply to Etsy messages. I plan my classes that I'm gonna film later that week on Mondays, or I'll have an idea of what I wanna film. I'll make progress on any YouTube videos that I'm working on and editing, and I try to edit and post to my own socials if I have the time for that day. Sometimes I work from my iPad downstairs for half of the day and then go up to the office for the other half. Sometimes I'm just in the office all day. Sometimes I will be in bed for the morning just working on my iPad before I move into the office or downstairs. I never really work from a cafe. I do like working from home and just having my own space to be able to come downstairs, make my lunch, and take my dog for walks. But I will say that I'm working probably 8 or 9 hours on a Monday behind the computer. Like I said, Mondays are the days that I set myself up for success for the rest of the week. Sure, they are very busy, but ending the day feeling accomplished really does set the tone for the rest of the week, and it leaves me feeling accomplished right off of the bat on a Monday. I do not schedule any clients on Mondays, and I don't film any Pilates classes either, but as my movement of the day, sometimes I will test out a series that I plan, and that'll be my workout for the day, just testing out something that I laid out that I might film later that week. Tuesdays is a mix of some different things, and it varies too on if I have any clients scheduling on a Tuesdays. But typically on a Tuesday, I am continuing the social media manager role and getting work done for them. I am typically finalizing a YouTube video and trying to get it uploaded on a Tuesday. So this includes anything from working on the thumbnail, putting the final touches on a video, and then the upload process. On Tuesdays, I'll also already look at my YouTube strategies, which I'll go over later in this video, but I'll have an idea of what my next video is gonna be, and I'll start planning and outlining the next video. If I'm posting a YouTube video on a Tuesday, or even on Monday for that matter, that means I'm on track. If you see a Monday or Tuesday upload, that means I'm on track with my schedule, because Tuesdays is like the final day of the cycle for the week for new videos, and I'll get it uploaded. After it's uploaded, I start the cycle for the next video. I do open up my Pilates on the Green clientele books for clients either here in Miami or virtually. I also take Pilates instructor consultations that will typically happen on the afternoons on Tuesdays, but I try not to schedule anything for the mornings because of the other tasks I have going on. If a client really needs to schedule in the morning, I can definitely move things around. But if I don't have any clients or consultations scheduled on a Tuesday, I'll just continue to get more work done behind the computer, and I'm able to log off a little bit earlier than usual, so that's nice. Wednesdays are my main client-facing day, the day that I am in the studio teaching privates and group classes, and then I will also have some of my own privates where I'll go to their homes. If I don't have any Pilates on the Green clients scheduled for the afternoon, I'm just in the studio teaching a mix of group classes and sometimes privates, and then I'll get home around 1 or 2 p.m. Once I get home, I will put some final touches on the classes that I'm going to film for the next day. But I'll be honest, sometimes I will just take Wednesday afternoons off. This only works if I've had a really successful and productive Monday and Tuesday and I'm able to take Wednesday afternoons off. I'll still have to get some work done for the social media manager role, but if I knocked out Monday and Tuesday, the majority of the work I need to do, then Wednesday afternoon will just be a lot lighter. So if I'm able to take the afternoon off, Wednesday afternoons is typically when I'll maybe get some stuff done around the house. I'll make my sourdough bread, I'll make some almond milk, I'll maybe try a new recipe that afternoon, maybe I'll go take a yoga class. Sometimes I'm vlogging here for YouTube on a Wednesday. If you've noticed on my vlogs, I typically vlog on either like a Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, and now you know why, because Monday and Tuesday there's really not much going on in my life life other than just working behind the computer. Wednesdays are a little bit more exciting because I'm going into the studio, I'm seeing my clients, and it's just a little more fun to vlog my life in that way. Thursdays are my Pilates on the Green dedicated days. So I'll wake up in the morning and I'll go film some Pilates classes. Once I get home from filming, I will edit the classes, schedule them out, edit videos for socials, post on socials. Thursdays, I will finalize the outline of my next YouTube video. And sometimes on Wednesdays, I'll like visit it as well. So Wednesdays in the afternoons, like even though if I do take the afternoon off, of course, there's like a couple of things here and there that I'm doing on the computer, but it's not very time consuming. So Thursdays is the days that I finalize my YouTube plans and my outlines for the next video. Or maybe if I've already been vlogging, then I don't need to do that on a Thursday. But once I'm done scheduling the classes that I filmed for the morning to the online studio and I've done everything for socials is when I will typically go in and reply to more comments on YouTube that I get. I'll reply to DMs and emails. I try to get back to everyone that reaches out because I do want to be helpful and a resource to anyone who is connected with me here on YouTube and on socials. So I do my best to answer every single comment that comes through. And then any Etsy messages that have come through on maybe Tuesday or Wednesday that I didn't get time to answer, I will reply on a Thursday afternoon. Sometimes I'm vlogging on a Thursday, so maybe that's happening. And I don't do this often, but I will open up my schedule for privates and for virtual consultations if someone really needs it on a Thursday. But I really try and have my client-facing time on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. If I can put everything on Wednesday, that's ideal for me because that is my focus for the day, and then I can just unplug when I'm done teaching. Fridays are my dedicated YouTube and creative days. So this is where I will film an informative sit-down video like this one. I'll do that in the mornings, and then I'll spend the rest of the day getting the bulk of my editing done. If I've vlogged earlier in that week, maybe Wednesday or Thursday, Friday is typically the day that I'm doing the majority of the edits on the video. I'll also take time on Fridays to create the thumbnail. I will brainstorm future videos. I'll strategize, take a look at my content calendar, what upcoming video ideas I have, and basically just organize my plans so that I'm on track with posting once a week here on YouTube. Sometimes I will also do some research and watch YouTube videos on maybe something that I want to learn more about, maybe equipment that I'm looking to upgrade. I like to keep Fridays as my dedicated YouTube days because it really keeps me in the zone and focused on one thing rather than Monday through Thursday where it's a little more scattered and I'm doing multiple things for different areas of my sources of income. But Fridays, I like that it's for YouTube. If I have something to do for Pilates on the Green or the social media manager role, of course that happens and I'll get a couple of those tasks done, but it's why I really try and push everything for Monday through Thursday for all the other areas. So Friday I can focus on YouTube. Sometimes I will work over 40 hours a week if things are really busy, and sometimes I'll work honestly 30 hours a week. It all depends on the week, but I do also listen to my body and I slow down when I need to so that I can keep things nice and balanced and so I can avoid burnout. Sometimes if I wake up on a Friday and, I mean, this doesn't happen often, but let's say I'm just needing a day off and I need to unplug, then I will take Friday off and just chill and relax. Or maybe I'll just work half of the day and stop working at 1 or 2 p.m. and have the afternoon off, take care of stuff around the house. Maybe I'll decide to just have a 3-day weekend and completely unplug on a Friday. The point is that I just listen to my body and what it needs. And Fridays, I will typically go over my to-do list for the following week, plan everything out, and make sure that I have all my tasks laid out in like the day by day. So if I take Friday off and I need to move something I was going to do on Friday into the following week, then I'll just readjust the plans and make it work. I may do a separate video on how I'm able to stay so consistent with posting here on YouTube, but for this video, I'll just say that editing a YouTube video takes about, I want to say 8 to 10 hours for a video like this, like a sit down informative video. For vlogs, it's a little less. I would say it's about maybe 6 hours to edit. This doesn't include the filming time, creating the thumbnail, strategizing, planning, replying to comments, outlining the videos, basically everything else that goes into running a YouTube channel. This is just the editing time. In reality, I plan to film this video on a Friday, as you can see from my little outline, but I'm filming this on a Wednesday instead. I was in the studio this morning, I saw some clients, and now I'm filming this video. And that's because I'm going to be out of town this weekend. And I mention this because the main takeaway takeaway that I want you to grasp from this video is that moving things around and shifting your schedule is okay. I like to embrace the flexibility of it all. It's one of the perks. So just because you have an outline for your schedule, it doesn't mean that you need to stick to it to a T. Just build some discipline around taking care of your very important tasks and also be realistic with what is actually achievable. Life happens. Adjust your plans when you need so that you don't feel guilty or overwhelmed if you have to move things around. If you can't get to something, it's okay. Just fit it into another day. Take care of it at another point. Sometimes there will be too much on your plate and you got to rearrange the portions that you set. Saturdays, I do not see any clients and I typically just try to completely unplug. I don't even go on my phone really that much unless maybe I go for a run in the morning and I decide to vlog for TikTok and I'll edit that video and post it on a Saturday because Saturdays are my long runs. But honestly, I will only do this on a day that I am feeling it. I really do like to unplug from socials on the weekends. For the past while now, I can't even remember how long at this point, but I stopped scrolling on social media. I'll go on TikTok maybe once a week just to see what's going on, scroll for a little while, but when it comes to Instagram, I don't scroll at all. I'll see the main post that comes up. I'll interact with it because it's usually one of my friends posting something, and then I'll check my close friends' stories and I'll browse through stories, but I do not scroll on social media. This has really helped me stay focused and also helps with not comparing yourself to other instructors, other business owners, other things that are going on, and really just staying focused on what I'm doing for me. It's also just really healthy not to spend hours every day scrolling on social media. Sundays, once a month, I'm teaching at the Pilates studio 2 group classes in the mornings, and I will also open up my Sunday mornings for community events and teaching mat Pilates at, for example, my local running store. I've taught some mat Pilates classes there for runners, and that's actually something that I'm talking to the owner again about because marathon training starts in September and we're talking about maybe offering Pilates classes to the runners in the training group on Sundays. So it would be the day after our long runs. So if that happens, I'm definitely interested on doing that every Sunday morning because not only will it be great for the other runners, but hey, it's going to be good for me because I'm going to be doing the long runs too. So I can teach Pilates, practice Pilates, recover my body, and help others. So if that happens, then I obviously can't teach in the studio once a month for the 2 group classes, but Sundays I do sometimes teach. How I decide I teach is when I look at my schedule and I see what my lightest weekend load would be based off of the week prior. If I know I'm going to have a really, really busy week, I'm not going to want to teach on that Sunday. So that's how I kind of choose what day works best for me. If I can't teach on a certain month, I do not feel guilty about it. I can only commit so much of my time to help out. So that's a big one. I know I used to feel really guilty if I wasn't able to offer help for coverage, if someone needed it at the studio, but I've really learned to stop feeling guilty and prioritize me and what's realistic for my schedule. So now that we have gone over the day by day and my tasks, I'll share some very simple and straightforward tips that I have for you. Number 1 is to create blocks for yourself. You can use my blocks, for example, my client-facing days, my YouTube days, stuff like that. Create blocks for yourself that help you organize your schedule out if that approach works for you. It doesn't work for everyone. Know that if you're starting something from scratch and building something brand new, it's really hard in the beginning and it's really time-consuming, but it's hard until it's easy. Don't spread yourself too thin, but know that the harder you work in the beginning, the easier your life will be down the line. And the last little tip I have for you is to let your schedule evolve. It's trial and error. There's no right or wrong. And just because this is the outline of my schedule now, it hasn't always been like this. It's been a lot of trial and error for me to figure out what works best for my productivity. And that's not to say that a year from now I'm going to be following the same system and the same outline. So it may continue to change over time. And that's the beauty of it. I put everything in my Apple Calendar. I use an iPad, I have an iMac, and then my iPhone. So Apple Calendar just works the best because it syncs across all of my devices. For the group classes, that's scheduled through MindBody. Any privates that I schedule on my own, I'll end up just sending them an invite through iCalendar. I was trying out different systems for a while, but I find that just using my calendar works best for me because that's realistically just what I use. And then when it comes to filming classes, I also put that in my calendar so I can mark it off in my calendar and I know that it's reserved for filming. If something comes up, like filming is a non-negotiable for me because it is a very big priority for running my business. So that is something that I do not move around. The same way I wouldn't move my clients around if I don't have to. It's something that is set on the schedule. From those set things on your schedule, you can start building out all the other things that fluff around it. I also have a separate calendar specifically for YouTube. On my calendar, I'll have the days that I'm gonna film something, and I'll have the days that I want it live by. So that way I know when I'm filming, what I'm gonna be filming, and when I hopefully have it go live by. I have a planner where I write down all of my to-dos on a day-by-day basis, but sometimes I will rely on my Notion template to organize my to-do lists as well. Right now I'm kind of playing around with if I like writing things down, which I really do, or if I'm able to just use my Notion template. So it's kind of like a little mix of how I write out my to-dos. Having a to-do list format for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is a great format that works for me, and it helps keep me accountable. Every single day by 5 p.m. I am typically logged off. At that point, I'm starting to prep dinner and I am unplugged. I wake up at 7 a.m. every single day just for reference, and I'm typically starting with my day at around 9 a.m. If I do get any comments on YouTube or DMs past 5 p.m. throughout the week, sometimes I will reply and sometimes I will just wait until the next day to reply. I have to get better at that because I usually reply right away because I just want to help you guys, but I also need to, you know, not reply to every single comment as soon as it comes. Like it can wait a day, it's okay. When it comes to posting on Instagram and TikTok, it is something that is very time consuming. If you know, you know, like it's very time consuming. It's not easy. So I will really only do it if my schedule allows me to, which is why on certain weeks I am posting more than others. I will really only post if it doesn't take away from anything in my personal life. And what I mean by that is I'm not gonna be sitting on the couch with my husband editing a video if we're watching a show together or if we're hanging out. I really do wish I had more time to post on socials because honestly, as a business owner, it's essential for running a business. But I'm also not looking to be a full-time content creator on TikTok. So my online studio, seeing clients, YouTube, and my social media manager role are my priorities, and they are always going to take priority over posting a little vlog on TikTok. And if you made it to this part of the video, I have a little special nugget for you, and that is something that really has helped me as a business owner and has really helped me on the days where I am feeling a little discouraged, and that is you've got a little piece of a pie. There are 3 parts to the pie, and it basically says that you have this pie, right? The 3 pieces, and within your career, within your lifestyle, you can really apply this to any area of your life. 1/3 of the time where you are going to feel extremely motivated, you're going to feel extremely excited to get things done, you're going to feel disciplined, and you're going to go after all the tasks you have set for yourself, and you're going to be with it. Another 1/3 of the time, you are going to feel discouraged. You're going to feel tired. You're going to feel like, oh, I don't want to do that, but I know I have to. And you're just not going to feel like you have the spark that you do in that other 1/3. And the last 1/3 of the pie, you're gonna be somewhere in the middle where you're not gonna feel super excited to get things done, but you're not gonna feel discouraged either. You're just kind of going through the motions and getting your work done. So what's important is that you just recognize whichever part of the pie that you're in, so that when you are in the Saturdays of things, you can say, that doesn't mean I need to give up. That just means I'm in this phase. And you know that there are better days ahead because that is just temporary. I'm not sure if that helps you, but that is how I really like to view things, because there are days where things feel mundane and I'm just getting my tasks done day by day and just going through the motions. There's days where, like today, I was so excited to see my clients in the studio. I was excited to record this video, and I was just feeling really happy about my career. And there's days that are just hard. I hope that you found this breakdown of my schedule useful and helpful in some way. And if you did, please give this video a thumbs up. It is a great way to help support me and my channel. Sorry if it was a little chaotic, but I wanted to give you all the information that I could so that you can have the full picture of everything. Next week, I'm gonna be sharing what I do for workouts right now, as I am marathon base training. So I'll take you through a week of workouts with me. Thanks again so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye.